What up, what up, what up? We're back. Guess what? NBA playing, aka NBA playoffs, officially start today. You know how I'm rocking Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler jersey, D Wade in the background. You know how we going, man. Let's go ahead and get started. The Eastern Conference playoff play-ins. So, you got the 7th seed, the Miami Heat, versus the 8th seed, Atlanta Hawks. You got the 9th seed, Toronto Raptors, versus the 10th seed, Chicago Bulls. Let's go ahead and start with the 7th versus 8th seed game. So, actually, let's start with the 9th, 10th seed game. Chicago has been one of the hottest teams in basketball, especially since the Patrick Beverly trade. We're talking Alex Caruso, who accounted for 36% of the steals on the Chicago Bulls, as well as, and he's on my all defensive first team, as being probably the best guard, defending guard this year. So I have some conflicting thoughts. So I'm a Florida Gators guy. I love Billy Donovan. Is he a good basketball coach? Absolutely. But I do think Nick Nurse is a better coach. Um, so I really want to go with the Toronto Raptors, right? But the Bulls, if Vucevic has a big game, they could win. Zach LaVine has been in his stuff. He has been playing like the best player on his team, which would they actually need to happen, what should have happened before then, but for some reason it didn't. But something finally clicked in his head to say, I need to be the guy. The Chicago Bulls team, like I said, has been one of the hottest teams in basketball in the past 2 months. Everything in my soul is telling me to take the Chicago Bulls. Everything in my soul is telling me to take the Chicago Bulls. But I think I gotta go with Toronto Raptors, man. I just have faith in OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, and more importantly, Nick Nurse to scheme up something beautifully to help them get this win. So I am gonna go with the Toronto Raptors, even though my heart is telling me the Chicago Bulls should and probably will win this game. But I just have to go to the Toronto Raptors. Like I said, man, OG, even though he had slowed down a little bit from what he was doing at the beginning of the year, I think he could do a really good job on Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. I don't think Vucevic is going to have the crazy game that he will. You know, ever since the Raptors finally got a big man in Jakob Poeltl, who they traded in the DeMar DeRozan trade. So it's either going to be a revenge game for DeMar DeRozan where he goes ballistic, or I just think the Toronto Raptors play the Toronto Raptor brand of basketball and they get in. And so I have the Raptors winning and being victorious out in the 9th to 10th seed game. Now we go to the 7th to 8th seed. One thing I'm worried about, Trae Young revenge tour. It's a lot of disrespect that I've been throwing at Trae Young's name, especially since he played the Miami Heat last year and we completely annihilated him, nominated him. And he may be wanting this matchup to show that he can, get his get his lick back, as some people would like to say. But I think playoff Jimmy's a real thing. I think Bam is going to come out and show out. Like what I've been seeing from Tyler Hero. Like, we got Gabe Vincent in the starting lineup, and he's the pest, especially when it comes to Trae Young. The switchability of this Miami Heat team. I just think, Jimmy's going to lead the way. Bam's going to lead the way defensively for us, and I think the Miami Heat will get out here with victory. I am worried. Trae Young has been going through some disrespect. DeJounte Murray is a second ball handler, which he didn't have last year. But I don't think that DeJounte Murray can beat us. We'll live with DeJounte Murray going off as opposed to living with Trae Young getting 27 and 10. So, I still got the Miami Heat winning. Also interesting came out that it seems like Atlanta's blowing it up because the organization has got permission to seek trades for Trae Young as well. That actually got leaked as well yesterday. So, this will be a perfect ending story. So I got us being the 7th seed, moving on to play the Boston Celtics. Now, Raptors versus Hawks. I pretty much said in my last talking about the Heat versus Hawks. I think this is the end of the Trae Young Hawks saga. I think it's over, and I think the Raptors get out of there as well. Yes, especially because it's going to be big wing defenders. Fred VanVleet can do some things to him. Gary Trent, OG Anunoby. A lot of switchability. Scotty Barnes, I didn't even mention him yet. So I don't like this matchup for the Hawks either. So I got the Hawks getting bounced out, losing from being the AFC. Kind of similar to what happened to the Cavs last year. I got them losing in the 7-8 game. I got them losing against the Raptors in the 9-8 game as well. So let's go. We got the Heat advancing, got the Raptors advancing. So let's get to the Western Conference playing games. 7 through 8, I think this is unanimous. We got the Lakers winning. No Jaden McDaniels breaks his hand, punching a wall. and no Rudy Gobert tonight. The Lakers should easily win this game. I do believe in Cat. I do believe in Anthony Edwards, but I think the Lakers will be too much, especially without them having a full team. The 9th through 10th game. I got OKC Thunder, man. I got the Thunder beating the Pelicans. I just really love what the Thunder have done this year. I think they've done an amazing job. Something tells me not to go against the Pelicans. Actually, I'm changing my pick. I gotta go with the Pelicans, man. I just think a year too early for the Thunder. They did, past expectations that a lot of us set for them this year. But I just had to think about Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones defensively. Trey Murphy has been looking spectacular this season, moving his way into becoming a future star in this league. Obviously, you got C.J. McCollum, Valanciunas. There's no way I could pick against the Pelicans. I want to go with the Thunder. I really do. I really want to go through the Thunder, but Brandon Ingram has been playing some really good ball as of late, and it would be nice to see them win to see any chance of Zion getting into the actual playoffs. But yeah, man, I gotta go with the Pelicans. Going with the Pelicans, I'm sticking with Brandon Ingram, trusting at Herb Jones to make it tougher on SGA. Make it a little harder on SGA. So I got the Pelicans winning the 9 through 10 game. Got the Lakers winning the 7 through 8 game. So that takes us to the 8 to 9 game. And that is the Timberwolves versus the Pelicans. This one is very hard for me to decide. I'm assuming Rudy Gobert will be back for this game. Rudy Gobert will definitely be back for this game. I'm going to assume that. And I've made it known on my House Divided Sports podcast that I believe that one day, maybe 3, 4, 5, at least 5 years from now, we will be saying Anthony Edwards is the best player in the league. And I truly believe that, which I truly do. I truly do believe that Anthony Edwards will be the best player in the league one day. Then I have to say that I believe that he will be able to get me a 40 ball and get this win for the Timberwolves. Cat is back too. Cat is healthy. But in order for the Timberwolves to be any type of success, I do believe they have to make sure Anthony Edwards is the best player on his team. He has to be more consistent. And just with that being said, it's sad that Jalen McDaniels is not playing because I think they would have easily won this game. I still think they would have probably lost to the Lakers, but it would have been a closer one because I'm taking Braun. But I have to go with I have to have the Timberwolves getting in. They were disappointing season for the Timberwolves. I had them being the third best team this year in the West, and now they're in the play-in. That is heavily due to Cat being injured. But at the end of the day, I believe Anthony Edwards will be one of the best players in the league. Like the best player in the league, face of the league. So I'm going to continue to stick with my guns. And I got the Timberwolves winning and becoming an AFC. So just to recap, and the Eastern Conference, final predictions. I got the Heat beating the Hawks. I got the Raptors beating the Bulls. Then I got the Raptors beating the Hawks. 7 AFC, 7 seed the Heat. 8 seed the Raptors. Now we're going to switch over to the Western Conference. Lakers 7 seed beating the Timberwolves. Pelicans beating the Thunder. Then I got the Pelicans losing to the Timberwolves. So the 7 seed is just going to remain the same. The 7 seed will remain the Lakers. The 8 seed will remain the Timberwolves, man. Exciting times. Officially playoff season. Excited. We'll give you guys a video recap after every playoff night. Just to recap what I think is happening. But till next time, my name is Wayne, and I go crazy.